Top 20 Target Interview Questions and Answers. Target is one of the largest discount retailers in the market. It boasts of many retail stores, which have created jobs for several people. This video will look at a few interview questions that you should expect if you are eyeing a position at Target. 1. What do you know about Target? A future employer must find out how much you know about the organization. This not only reveals your enthusiasm in the position but also homework well done. You can mention many things about Target, such as its founders, year of formation, values, customers, or even slogan. Sample answer. Target was founded by George Dayton, with the first store opening in 1962 in Roseville. Your headquarters are located in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and retail formats include Target department stores, supermarket, City Target, and Target Express. Remember that there's a lot to talk about when it comes to Target. Try to be as detailed as possible. 2. Why do you want to work at Target? This is a common question in all Target interviews. Here, you should tell the interviewer your reasons for applying for a job at Target. Make sure that you praise your future employer. You can talk about how you love their products, the experience you stand to gain, and your love for their work culture or environment. Avoid material reasons as much as possible. Sample answer. I have been your customer for quite some time and can't fail to mention my love for your products and customer service. I would love to represent you and help people feel the same. I am also a university student majoring in commerce. This would be an excellent place to learn about retail, given that you are a Fortune 500 company. 3. What hours are you available? The interviewer wants to know what hours you can work. This is particularly important as it helps in staffing and ensuring the right number of employees at any given time. Be honest. Do not lie to convince the interviewer that you are flexible and fail to deliver afterward. Sample answer. I am available throughout the week except for Tuesday and Friday due to my classes. I can therefore only work at night. I am pretty flexible and wouldn't mind any shift except on those 2 days. You can also say that you aren't available during the weekend provided that you give quality reasons. 4. Why did you choose this position out of all the vacancies? This question should not come as a shocker since there are many jobs you can take up at Target. Convince the interviewer that you have the right abilities, experience, personality, and skills for the job you have applied for. You can also mention that you did something similar before, making you the perfect choice for the particular position. Sample answer. I applied for this particular job because I enjoy doing it. I have taken up similar jobs that have given me just the right experience to ensure that I succeed here in your store. You can also say that you consider the particular job a starting point in your career as you work towards management. All in all, ensure that your answer appeals to the interviewer. 5. What could you improve about Target if given a chance? You will mostly ask this question in a leadership role. However, you still need to be prepared lest you come across it in your interview. We advise you not to touch on something important or sensitive that will create a weirdness in the interview. Instead, mention a thing that will reveal good observation skills and convince the interviewer that you will be a valuable addition. Stay positive. Sample answer. I have been a regular shopper in different stores and can confirm that you are an excellent company with a unique philosophy. I love what your management has done and how far you have come. However, if I am allowed to be part of you and understand how you work, I could work with others to improve a few processes and ensure that the store is more effective. 6. Mention your strengths and weaknesses. Most people loathe this question even though it is asked in almost every interview. It is pretty simple contrary to what several interviewees think. One simple hack is to choose a strength that will sell you and a weakness not related to the job at hand. You should also tell the interviewer how you are dealing with your weakness. Sample answer. I am a good listener who can empathize with and understand those around me. Qualities will come in handy in this job. As for my weaknesses, I tend to be over-friendly with customers and may overthink at times. However, I have a mentor who is helping me deal with that. 7. Have you ever gone out of your way to help someone? The interviewer wants to know if you can go above and beyond to help your colleagues and even customers. This is a pretty common question in interviews that can be rather difficult to answer. You should describe an experience where you did everything in your power to help someone, even if it is not work-related. Your ability to go out of your way to help others will also create a good working environment and help build a strong team. Sample answer. I once bumped into a man lying down on the streets. People were passing by, ignoring him. I felt that he needed help, walked up to him and asked if he was okay. He did not answer me, and I checked for any injuries. He did not have any, and so I called an ambulance which came in a few minutes. It turned out that the man had epilepsy and would have continued lying there for hours if I did not help. He was treated and reunited with the family. 8. Share with us your experience. You won't be asked this question if this is your first shot at a particular position. However, expect it if you have worked in other places before. The trick here is to keep it brief just like the interviewer wants and avoid mentioning your entire resume. Talk about jobs related to the one you have applied for or a few lessons to help you in your new role. Sample answer. I worked as a teller in Steeler Communications, which taught me a lot about this job. I learned how to handle people, push products, and act on feedback. This experience will significantly favor me in this position since I can deal exceedingly well with customers. You can also mention some of the part-time jobs you have had before. 9. How would you react if you caught a coworker spreading untrue rumors about another worker? Even though no one expects you to solve other people's problems in the workplace, you need to show that you are always optimistic about others. Therefore, show that you can focus on your job, mind your business, and shut down any form of gossip so that you can always be productive. Sample answer. I don't particularly appreciate talking about others. I would therefore point out that whatever they are saying is untrue and continue attending to my duties. I understand that gossiping is inevitable in the workplace, but I prefer not to be part of any. I believe in doing my job, getting along with others, and going back home. 10. What would you do if a customer accused you of bad customer service? You need to show that you can handle negative customer feedback well. Will you start throwing tantrums and openly disagree with the customer? Remember, the customer is always right, and therefore, the last thing you can ever do is create an argument. Show that you will be of assistance and get down to the matter. Sample answer. I believe that there are slim chances of that happening, given that I always strive to do my job well and exceed any set expectations. However, if it occurs, I would first apologize and ask the customer what went wrong before resolving it and making them happy. 11. How will you stay motivated in this job? It would be best if you had in mind that this is a routine job, which means that you may struggle with motivation, given that you won't be waking up to new challenges. As a target employee, you should be okay with doing the same thing every day. Do not mention money as a source of motivation since it makes you look materialistic, a quality that no employer wants. Sample answer. I take great pride in my work. Being a customer-oriented person, seeing customers satisfied with my work will make me proud and motivate me to work even harder. I do not, therefore, have a problem with this role being a routine job. You can also mention that you will draw your motivation from succeeding in your job and smashing your goals. 12. Share with us an experience where you made a mistake and how you fixed it. However costly they may be, mistakes are usually inevitable. We are all human beings, including whoever is interviewing you, and therefore, it is normal to make mistakes. No one expects you to be perfect. Do not shy away from mentioning a mistake you made and how you fixed it. It would also be better to tell the interviewer that you are willing to do all it takes to avoid mistakes. Sample answer. I usually take precautions in my work by double-checking everything to minimize mistakes. However, I once got tired midway in my former job after working the whole night and made some mistakes in my entry. I ended up with a $60 deficit, owned up, and paid the sum from my savings. This taught me not to overwork myself but instead to have some time to rest. 13. What would you do if a customer insists that a product costs lower than its marked price? You should always have in mind that customer is king when working at Target. Do not, therefore, ever argue with a customer if you want to keep your job. Always be ready to apologize, offer assistance, and suggest several options in such circumstances. Show that you will handle the customer professionally and help as much as you can. Sample answer. I will listen to the customer and not argue before calling the manager or shift supervisor to verify the price. If the customer happens to be correct, I will see to it that the problem is fixed. However, if they turn out to be wrong, I will apologize and exhaust other options they may consider. 14. Can you work under pressure? You will be working long shifts and attending to thousands of customers. The interviewer must therefore confirm that you can handle such pressure. Tell the interviewer how you usually work during such instances. You can also give an experience where you managed to work under pressure if any. Sample answer. I worked in a call center and therefore understand what pressure is. I can work well in extreme circumstances or conditions. I believe that pressure motivates me to do better and give my all. I usually breathe out, organize myself, prioritize work, and focus. 15. Share with us an experience where you exceeded someone's expectations. You should always strive to exceed customers' expectations when working at Target. The interviewer will always want to know if you can go above and beyond. The experience you mention should have a positive outcome from an employer's point of view. Think through your answer. Sample answer. I usually strive to exceed customers' expectations in my job. I once called a friend who was an expert in car accessories severally to help out a customer who wanted advice on a particular issue that I found pretty cumbersome. The customer saw that I went out of my way and became a regular client. 16. What would your former colleagues say about you? Interviewers usually ask this question to test whether you are critical and capable of admitting your shortcomings or to know how trustworthy you are. You should therefore strive to get some references and be as honest as possible when answering this question. You can also call potential references and inform them to expect a call from the store manager. Sample answer. My colleagues would say that I am fun to have around. They would confirm that I am a customer-oriented, responsible and caring person who loves teamwork. They won't also fail to mention how strict I can get when team members do not meet deadlines. 17. How would you react if your shift supervisor asked you to change the way you do your job even though you knew you were doing the right thing? Target embraces rules of hierarchy and therefore expects employees to listen to their superiors at all times. You should not show that you know better than the shift supervisor but instead say that you will do what they ask you to. Remember, these people have been around longer than you have and also take responsibility for any mistake. Sample answer. Supervisors are more experienced and see the bigger picture. They are also mandated to instruct me and ensure that I follow the organization's policies and procedures. In this case, I will explain my point of view for some clarity. However, if they insist, I will change how I do my job and pick up whatever they have suggested. 18. How long do you intend to work for us? How long do you see yourself working at Target? The process of recruiting a new employee is pretty costly, and therefore employers are only interested in people who will stay. You should explain why you intend to stay. Remember, you can choose to leave whenever you want later on since no one will tie you to the particular job place. Sample answer. I love your company's culture, vision, products, and working environment. I am willing to stay for as long as possible if I get a job here. I will also do a splendid job to ensure that my stay is lengthened. 19. Share with us an experience where you prioritized your work. You should know how to prioritize tasks, especially in such a busy environment. You will have a lot on your plate, and it may not be easy to multitask. Give an experience that will clearly show your time management and prioritization skills. Sample answer. A colleague resigned abruptly from a former workplace, and I was appointed to manage his working duties until another capable one was found. I had to prioritize work and attend to the most pressing tasks first. I worked 11 hours a day for a month until a replacement was found. Never did I make an error. 20. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? You should be ambitious. Do you have long-term and short-term goals? However, do not make anyone in the interview panel. Sample answer. At the moment, I am focused on how I can improve my skills and expertise. I will give that a thought once I am good at this role.